Hampden Park for this year's Scottish Cup final. Here's Alan Saunders with a preview.
Thanks, John. As John says, it's Cup final day in Scotland tomorrow, with Dundee United setting out on the first stage of an historic double. If they beat St Miirren at Hampden, they'll lift the Scottish Cup for the very first time, and on Wednesday night at Tannadice, they could become the first Scottish club to win the UEFA Cup. United are as hot favourites as any side has been in a Scottish Cup final, mainly on the strength of their superb results in Europe. But there's no way they'll be overconfident. They've too many memories of Hampden disappointments like this.
They're losing out their chance again for Cooper. And that's the opener from Davy Cooper. That goal by Davy Cooper still separating the teams. So there's Derek Johnston. Cooper playing it in. Bobby Russell makes it 2. Bannon's free kick punched away by Stewart. Another chance for Bannon. The stirrup. Playing it in towards Dodds. 2-1. And a chance for Bett. Russell followed by Kirkwood. Missed by Coppell, but not by Neri. Good turn from Cooper. McDonald wants it inside the fullback. John McDonald! A superb goal from John McDonald. Near the chance for McDonald. And that surely ties it up for Rangers.
There's absolutely no chance of that. Obviously, the players must have at the back of their mind the problems we've had at Hampden in the past, but there's no way they'll be underestimating St Mirren. And obviously, as they have played something like about 15 or 20 games less than us, so obviously they should be that wee bit fresher. But I'm hoping that the SFA decide to give us the Scottish Cup for regular attendance, actually, because we've been there far too often for my liking and not to have won the Scottish Cup.
But is there a feeling of confidence this time?
Well, I think that in recent results, in particular in Spain and Germany, we can't go into it better prepared. But I repeat, there's no chance of us being overconfident.
How tough opponents are St Mirren going to be?
Well, I think they'll be a lot tougher than people think. If you look no further than the semi-final when they played exceptionally well, and they definitely have always had some real quality players, and they've had problems in the past, in particular at semi-final stages. In all the domestic tournaments, they've got to semi-finals and they fell at the last hurdle. So obviously I'm hoping that it's Dundee United's year, obviously.
They'll obviously be every bit as desperate as you are to win this one.
Well, I'm sure they will, and as I said earlier, they'll definitely be a wee bit fresher than our players, but I'm hoping that we're a lot hungrier, and beyond any shadow of doubt, if our players play to their full potential, we'll definitely win it, and I can't see any reason why they won't do that, as the confidence should be at its highest level ever with the recent results in Europe.
Ian Redford is the only Dundee United player who has enjoyed the thrill of winning a Scottish Cup medal. He was in the Rangers team that beat United 4-1 back in '81.
I'll never forget that evening. It was absolutely fabulous, tremendous experience. I just hope that the rest of my teammates are going to experience the same feeling on Saturday.
There seems to be a real air of confidence about the club at the moment.
I think we've got every justification to feel confident because of the results we've produced over the last couple of months. I think that if we can't go into a game like this feeling confident, then there's something far wrong.
How much of a boost do you think a Scottish Cup win would be looking ahead to the European final?
I think that would be a tremendous confidence booster for the game on the Wednesday night, because obviously now there's a lot of pressure on us to win a trophy, and if we can put one in the bag on Saturday, then I think it takes off the pressure to some extent on the Wednesday night, and I think we'll go on the park on Wednesday night possibly feeling a bit higher maybe than we might have.
One man who knows just what United can expect from St Miirren is goalkeeper Billy Thomson. He spent several seasons at Paisley before moving to Tannadice and has played alongside most of the men he'll face tomorrow.
I think that they'll, for a kick-off, they'll be very, very pleased that they're in the final because they've had so many disappointments in the past. I think it's about 3 or 4 semis they've been knocked out. So they will be really geared up for it, and they will, I think, give us a really hard game of it.
Do you think the fact that United are such hot favourites will worry them at all?
I don't think so, no. If anything, they'll want to be underdogs, and they are underdogs, and that'll maybe spur them on a wee bit. But don't forget, we'll get spurred on as well, because we want to win the Scottish Cup.
A lot of disappointments for Dundee United, and people have said that they're frozen in the big occasion. Is that out of the system now?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I think Europe, the results we've had in Europe, and getting to the FA Cup final, I think that's took away all the fears that people have about us, I think. And I'm quite sure and determined that we'll go out there on Saturday and bring back the Scottish Cup.
Needless to say, no one at Love Street will be agreeing with their former goalkeeper. And manager Alex Smith is equally convinced that the champagne corks will be popping in Paisley and not Dundee.
I think they've handled the week very well. They're looking forward to the game now, and I think they're reasonably confident of achieving what they've set out to do, yes.
A lot of young players in this side now. How are they going to cope with the big atmosphere at Hampden tomorrow afternoon?
Well, we can only go on past experience, and the experience that we have with the semi-final was that they faced up to that game and performed very well in it, and we would hope that they'll be able to handle the one tomorrow.
Because it really is a situation where you've got to have 11 players on form at the one time against a side like United, isn't it?
Oh yes, you must have every unit in the side operating. You never get them totally operating to their full capacity, but if we can get them playing and organised and play as they're capable of playing, then we'll be okay.
Unlike Dundee United, St Miirren have tasted Scottish Cup glory. They won the trophy 28 years ago. Donald John MacDonald looks back on that day with one of the Paisley Cup heroes.
The peaceful setting of Portree on the Isle of Skye seems a million miles removed from the heady atmosphere of Hampden on Cup final day, yet this rather unlikely setting is now home for one of St Mirren's Cup-winning heroes of 28 years ago. Back then, Jim Rodgers was a flying winger. Today he plays a different role as headmaster of Portree High School. The Buddies defeated Aberdeen by 3-1 to lift the cup, and Jim's memories of that glorious day are still razor sharp.
I remember one of the very good players on our side was Tommy Bryceland, and I remember he scored a tremendous goal just before half-time. With a left winger, Ali Miller, who never crossed the ball gently. It came across like a bullet every time. And I remember Ali crossed this ball, and I was just behind Bryceland, and I'd made up my mind. I was bigger than Bryceland, and even I'd made up my mind that I wasn't going to get the ball. It was too high for us. So I was turning away to get out to the wing to get it, and I was sort of looking over my shoulder at the same time, and this wee fella, wee Bryceland, he got up a tremendous height and got it right in the middle of his forehead, smacking the back of the net. That was a great goal.
These two players having a little argy-bargy there among themselves. Bryceland, Gemmell across to Nielsen. Swindon opening the play up a bit now. Rodgers is completely marked out to the right wing, but Nielsen says it inside. The Gemmell is goal number 2.